Losing to Pittsburgh and losing to Villanova, that's not awful. Losing to Seton Hall at home, that'd be cause for alarm. Pull the alarm early because the Pirates were pulling and draining the threes early. Jeremy Hazel, Jordan Theodore, and then Hazel again, who had 4 threes in the first half. Seton Hall, worst shooting team in the Big East. They were 0 for 17 from the 3 versus Syracuse in the first half of their game earlier this season. Hazel hit another one. That was 7 of 10 from 3 in the first half. They led by 13 at the break. Coach Boeheim, matter of fact, afterwards said, hey, my team is not suited to come from behind, and come from behind they're going to have to. 4 Syracuse defenders slow to get back. Fuquan Edwin gets behind them. The dish to Herb Pope. Man, the route is on. Off the Seton Hall miss, Hazel steals the outlet pass, then drives right past Scoop Jardine, and he scores. It's a 20-point lead. This is in Syracuse, New York, this game. Rick Jackson misses. Brandon Trish blows the putback. Pirates the other way. Keon Lawrence up and under. It's a 21-point game. Hughes shoot a season-low 36% from the field. Hazel, 28 points, 9 rebounds. Seton Hall, 90-68. 22 points, coach.
All right, so now Ohio State, the #1 team in the country, but some questions going in about how legitimate the Buckeyes are as the nation's #1 team. Jared Sullinger working on his half-court shot while rocking the Dr. Dre Beats headphones. That's a top play nominee. All right, let's get to the game now. First half, Buckeyes up 13-5. Sullinger finds Aaron Kraft for 3. Ohio State 6 for 9 on threes in the first half. Buckeyes up 16-5. Kraft spinning past Juwan Johnson, and he scores. Ohio State up 17, and then Kraft using the crossover. Kraft had the basketball combo played in the first half. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Ohio State up 46-26 at the half. And then Sullinger looking good in the second half. See, the problem with Ohio State is do you come down on Sullinger, bring the extra guy? Because he can either shoot over you, or John Diebler gets the ball. 3 Boilermakers come over to pressure him. And then Sullinger, nifty, able to get open. 1 for 8 on 3-pointers this season, but it was that kind of night for Ohio State. Sullinger, 17.7 rebounds. He said they gave a loud answer to all the questions about their legitimacy as a #1. William Buford, he had 19 points, and he got fouled by Ryan Smith there. Ohio State wins at 87-64. So the Bucks look like a #1 team, and Sullinger looks like he could be freshman of the year. He's a man in the middle for the #1 team in the country, again, averaging 18 points and 10 rebounds a game, also shooting better than 57% from the field for the Buckeyes. Number 23, Florida, taking on Georgia and Athens. Dogs already had a win over Kentucky on their resume. What a game this turned out to be. Second half, Florida up by 3. Chandler Parsons hits the 3, and Parsons in pain after the play, Neil. You want to see why?
I can tell why.
A teammate, a little enthusiastic with the towel, catches Parsons in the man area. Parsons would continue to play, but I think he had some words with that team. A little over 7 seconds left in regulation. Georgia down by 2. Trey Tompkins, right place, right time, and he forces overtime. Now take another look at it. Check out the game clock. He got it off just before the buzzer. Tompkins, 20 points, 13 rebounds. Georgia rallied back from 8 down in the final 3 minutes. That guy's got a dog walking stick. Overtime transition. Georgia trailing by 1. Tompkins with the jumper. Jeremy Price, the putback doesn't drop. Travis Leslie with a 2-handed slam, and Georgia up by 1. After Georgia hit a pair of free throws, 7 seconds left, Florida down by 3. Irving Walk, really? Wow, he missed some free throws that would have iced it. But who needs to make free throws? You can knock that down. That would send the game to a second overtime. Start of the second overtime. Check out Florida's run. It's Walker, who's taken over the highlight. He had 24 points, Florida up 2. After a Georgia turnover, Walker drives. He can't hit, but Vernon Macklin is there to tip it in. Florida up by 4. Macklin had 23 points and 9 rebounds. After another Georgia turnover, it's Parsons. He had 9 in the second overtime, and Florida goes on to win it 104-91. Travis Leslie called it a devastating loss. They're on the road against Marquette. And Walker, well, the first half didn't go the way he imagined it on the curl. Can't knock that down. Then he manages to get open again for another jumper. Had 4 points in the first half, shot just 1 for 8. With Walker struggling, UConn freshman Jeremy Lamb stepped up. Off the turnover, Lamb's up ahead. Big finish. And UConn up 7 at the half. Second half, Marquette down 4 off the steal. Darius Johnson-Odom. Listen up.
Johnson-Odom up ahead.
Hide your kids, hide your mama, hide your husbands, because Darius Odom Johnson is dunking on everybody out here.
You can't dunk on somebody's mama. That's just not right. Later, Marquette up 2 off the miss. Jimmy Butler gets the putback. He put him on the line as well. And Marquette making a move at home. Up 5 after the free throw. But here come the Huskies. Less than 8 minutes to go. Down 5. Lamb. Then tied at 60. Shabazz Napier getting there. And then Walker knocks down the jumper. Lamb, what a game for him. 24 points. He matured in a hurry in this game. His best game of the season. 2.5 to play. Well, I mean, you didn't think Walker was going to be bad the whole night, did you? Bucket in the foul. Part of a 13-0 UConn run late. Walker finished with 14. UConn wins it 76-68. That's 3 road wins in 5 games for them. They had 2-10 on the road last season.
6th-ranked Kansas and Colorado Jayhawks with heavy hearts. They're headed to the funeral of teammate Thomas Robinson's mother on Wednesday, coming off their first home loss in forever as well. Coach Self said, Josh Selby and Brady Morningstar, I need you fellas to turn it on. Selby, the deep 3, Morningstar with the hand in his face. Morningstar, if some is good, more is better. Those two combined for 26 points in the first half. Kansas led by 4 at the break. Second half, Colorado. Alec Burks says, Texas beat you on your home court. How about we try and beat you on ours? Burks had 25. Morningstar finds Marcus Morris. Alley-oop dunk. Morris had 15. And where there's a Marcus, there's usually a Markeith. Tyler Reed misses the 3. Markeith Morris. One man gathers what another man spills. Kansas back on the winning track. Wins 82-70. Fredette and the Cougars up against the only D1 team other than Ohio State without a loss this season. Kawhi Leonard leads the Aztecs. He wasn't 100%, had an IV prior to the tip-off, and then Fredette, wonder doctor, he hits the 3. Coming off a 42-point performance at Colorado State Saturday, Fredette came to play in what's the big Mountain West's biggest game ever. They're center stage, both teams ranked in the top 10. Fredette, 20 points in the first half, including the last 15 for the Cougars. But I know you are, but what am I? Here comes Leonard, the putback. The Aztecs are down 2, and then Leonard going to hit the 3-pointer. In the final 5 seconds, he had 22 points, 15 rebounds on the night, 6 turnovers. Steve Fisher's club up 1 at the break. Second half, Jimmer under the boards. Jimmer in the open. Jimmer makes the shot. BYU up 1. San Diego State kept it close. They were locked up in a tight one. Fredette, the 3-pointer. The Cougars never trail again after taking a 40-38 lead. At least 24 NBA scouts in Provo watching this one. If Fredette was a beverage, he'd be a cool Cougar. San Diego State went 8+ minutes without a field goal. Fredette scored another 3. Then he dishes to Brandon Davies, the extra pass. Noah Hartsock. It's an 8-point game with 4+ minutes to go. Fredette, his own coach, Dave Rose, saying afterwards, I'm glad we don't have to guard him. He had 43 points, and BYU wins it, 71-58. Was Eddie Sutton. Families of 8 of the 10 killed joined him. Players on both teams warmed up and remember the 10 T-shirts. Visiting Texas coach Rick Barnes with the flowers there, and at halftime, Coach Sutton.
That accident affected Oklahoma State University like nothing had ever happened before like that. Those 10 guys were special. There wasn't a bad guy in that whole lot. All of you, thank you, and I speak for the families, for helping us heal up at least a little bit.
Really a chicken skin ceremony to watch. That's your current coach, Travis Ford, hoping his team could funnel all that emotion into an upset win. Cowboys with 13 straight wins at home. Ray Penn gave him the lead there, but they trailed by 7 at the half. All Texas after that. Corey Joseph to Tristan Thompson. It's a 12-point game, and then off the miss freebie, Daj Balbay saves the ball behind the back to Thompson, who had all 14 of his points in the second half. Balbay to Thompson. Oklahoma State just 19 second-half points. The emotion caught up to him. Texas too good. 61-46 Longhorns.
Villanova taking on Providence. Villanova coming in number 7 in the country. Nobody saw this coming, except maybe those in Rhode Island. Villanova stars Corey Fisher. Corey Stokes had some issues from the field in the first half. Stokes misses a 3. And then Fisher can't hit. And then Stokes will throw up another 3.
for 3.
Ooh.
Rattles it.
For either Corey, it was gory in the first half. 0 for 13 from the field. Still in the first half, 7 minutes to go, Providence up 6. Vincent Council to Gerard Coleman. And Providence up 34-25 at the half. Second half now. Providence up 10, trying to hold on. Marshawn Brooks extending the lead. He had 20 points. 3 minutes later, Nova down 12. Fisher finally gets something to go. Gets the foul as well. Villanova got it back down to single digits after the free throw. Providence up 9 later. Council to Coleman. Providence up 11. 2 minutes left. 15-point game, and Bryce Cotton putting it away. Providence wins it 83-68. Virginia took on the Cardinals on Wednesday night. Less than 45 seconds to go. West Virginia down 1. Playing without their leading scorer, Casey Mitchell, who was suspended. Kevin Jones says, don't worry, I got us. And West Virginia up 1. Ensuing possession for Louisville. Check out Peyton Siva, alley-oop to Terrence Jennings, who can't hit. Rick Pitino can't believe it. Louisville forced a foul after missing the first free throw. Darrell Bryant misses the second. Louisville ball still down 1. Bob Huggins like, we got to work on our free throws. Ensuing possession for Louisville, less than 10 seconds to go. Siva, how did he get that to go? West Virginia still with a shot. Dalton Pepper at the buzzer. No. Louisville beats Marquette in the final seconds on January 15th. Then they beat West Virginia here. Siva said, I was hoping. And his hopes are answered. They win it by 1.
Well, we got another memorable finish. North Carolina at Miami. Roy Williams, he dresses a little different than Coach Huggins. His club was down 14 early. We're now got about a minute left in the game. North Carolina down 2. Harrison Barnes, the fadeaway right there. And then with 13 seconds left, North Carolina's going to find Barnes. They're tied up. Miami had 6 threes before UNC had 1. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Barnes, the 3 with 1 second on the clock. The shot clock, that is. North Carolina up 3. Barnes had 13, so Miami's got about 3.5 seconds left. Here's what we want to run. Malcolm Grant. Well, that's what we hope to run. Miami went the final 4+ minutes without a field goal. Didn't get that one. North Carolina's won 7 of 8. They won that one 75.
Taking on Indiana. Late in the second half, game tied at 46. Brandon Paul knocks it down. The Illini up 3. Less than a minute left. Indiana down 1. Jordan Halls, he did a whole lot. Off the miss, Tom Pritchard there for the putback. Halls had 12 of his 18 in the second half. Indiana with a 1-point lead. 2.2 seconds left in the game. Illinois down 3. Paul. No. Indiana holds on to win 52-49. First win for them over a ranked team in a while. Lansing for Michigan and Michigan State. Wolverines hadn't won there in their last 11 trips. Spartans trying to stop a 2-game losing streak. You see, Michigan State hasn't lost to Michigan basketball or football in 1,181 days. Zach Novak says time for that to change. 4-point play, 6 of 8 from 3 for him. He had 19 points. Michigan shot 10 of 21 as a team. And look at Novak. Looks like he's been washing down Vibrant with Red Bull. Second half, Michigan State down 10. Kalen Lucas just took matters into his own hands. Gets the feed from Draymond Green. And the Spartans within 8. Under 2 minutes to go, Spartans down 5. Lucas, he had 27. Spartans within 2, but Wolverines weren't having it. Darius Morris to Stu Douglas. John Beilein said he's hit some big shots, but none like that. And that'll do it. Michigan beats Michigan State 61-57. State Duke's been rolling. They can make it 4 wins in a row by beating Boston College, which hadn't been a problem the last 30 times they met at a camera. Now let's go back to January 15th. Duke taking on Virginia. Last shot that Ryan Kelly missed. Since then, he was a perfect 13 of 13 from the field. You know about Nolan Smith, Singler, Seth Curry, Plumlee's. But it's Kelly who's been doing things for Duke. This was Thursday. That's 14 straight for Kelly. Later in the first, Duke up 7-3. Seth Curry knocks the ball away from Biko Paris. Dives, throws it to Kelly. I mean, he's got to make that one. That's 15 in a row. Moments later, Kelly rolls around. 16 in a row for him, and the Blue Devils up 6. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Smith finds Kelly. 17 in a row now. Duke with a 2-point lead. First half winding down. Duke up by 7. 18 straight for Kelly. Duke up 9. They shot 50% for the game. Second half, Duke up 11. Take a look at Kelly. Follows Nolan Smith's miss, but he can't connect. Missed his first shot in 19 attempts, finished the game 14 points with 6 of 9 shooting from the field. There's Smith. He had 28. Seth Curry had 20. BC's Reggie Jackson held to a season-low 7. And Duke wins again.
Recognize the West Coast Conference. What a game in Spo Vegas. There's John Stockton. His son David plays for Gonzaga, hosted 24th-ranked St. Mary's. David Stockton going to miss the 3 with Gonzaga down 2 in the final 20 seconds. Marquise Carter, offensive rebound, draws the foul, makes the free throws. We're tied. 6 seconds to play. Gale's thinking it's time to pass the torch in the conference, and Mickey McConnell. Oh, Mickey! St. Mary's is going to win at 73-71, 27 points. McConnell, Zags get whammied. Gales hadn't won in Spokane since 19.
LA taking on Arizona in Tucson. Derek Williams, second in the Pac-10 in scoring, had just under 20 points per game entering this game. Oh, look at that. It was number 2 on top plays, and it requires yet another look. Wow. They caught that behind the backboard, still able to dunk. You want more Williams? You got more Williams. Lamont Jones to Williams. Look at the spin move, and then still able to power up for a dunk there. And then Jamel Horn for Williams. They got their money's worth from Williams. 22 for him. Reeves Nelson with a double.